The ocean covers 71% of planet Earth's surface and contains 97% of the water found in the world. Traditionally divided into the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, and Arctic Oceans and the recently added Southern Ocean, it has the largest impact on the life of every organism on Earth. Yet it remains largely unfamiliar to us. Scientists have explored Mars, sent spacecraft to the dark side of the Moon, and even photographed a black hole. Yet, over 80% of the final frontier is yet to be explored and mapped. Hence, you can never be sure what you will find beneath those gleaming waters. Whether it is a scuba dive or a scientific trip, the ocean always has mysteries for us to find, and not all can be solved. What are the mysteries divers have discovered beneath the waves? Do they tell us stories about the past, one of the future, or just fascinate us with their often eerie appearances? Watch till the end to find out some unexpected discoveries by divers that no one should see. Before we continue, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification bell to be updated whenever we release a new video. YONAGUNI Monument. Located in the southernmost part of the Ryukyu Islands, Japan, the coast of Yonaguni was popular in the 80s with divers because of the large number of hammerhead sharks that frequent its waters. It was while seeking a good area to watch the sharks that scuba diver Kichichiro Arataki found the YONAGUNI Monument in 1986. Lying at a depth of 26 meters, YONAGUNI Monument is a ziggurat-like structure that measures over 50 feet in length and around 20 meters in width. After its discovery, scholars investigated the colossus, trying to determine its origins. One of them is marine geologist Masasaki Komuro, who speculated that it was man-made and a remnant of the legendary lost continent of Mu. However, Komura's claims have been countered by other scientists who believe the monument was made by nature. They attribute the clear outlines pointed out by Komura as evidence of nature's ability to create anomalies. Whether it is proof of a submerged ancient city or just nature's architectural skills at work, scientists would have to figure it out. For now, the mysterious monument remains a popular diving site in the Okinawa area. Mysterious Train Graveyard. It was a puzzling discovery at best when two locomotives from the 1850s were discovered 90 meters deep in the coastal waters of New Jersey. There is no historical record of them being built or being lost. The rare locomotives are rare Planet Class 222T models. The production for 222Ts did not last long as they quickly became obsolete. They were 15-ton trains when innovation had moved on to 35-ton trains. The locomotives were discovered by accident in 1985 by a boat captain. The murky New Jersey waters and 160-year-old accumulation of barnacles made a good look at the locomotives difficult. Researchers believe that the trains were lost while being shipped from Boston to the mid-Atlantic. The Apollo 11 rocket engines. With the help of billionaires like Elon Musk, the gaze of the world is fixed on outer space, Mars, and the Moon. But Amazon founder Jeff Bezos turned his eyes to the ocean, albeit to retrieve a space artifact. Bezos launched an expedition to retrieve parts of the iconic Apollo 11 engines. The engines had detached from Saturn V during its mission, 40 miles above Earth, and crashed into the sea. It was considered lost until the billionaire put together a diving team to recover it. The search was successful, and he found both engines. U.S. airplanes underwater graveyard. War is a costly affair. Few pictures capture this phrase like those showing 150 planes lying 130 feet underwater. All of them were in perfect condition when they were pushed into the sea. Wisconsin Coast Guard Brandy Miller found the site during a scuba dive. The 150 planes were discarded by American soldiers during World War II, right after the Pacific Campaign, which saw Allied troops battling the Japanese. The aircraft found include TBF and TBM Avengers, Douglas SBD Dauntless dive bombers, and the F-4U Corsair. For context, the TBF Avenger cost over $400,000, while the F-4U Corsair cost as much as $3,500,000. All the planes were in good condition when they were abandoned. War is a costly affair. Ancient Phoenician vessel. The Phoenicians are regarded as some of the most successful sailors in the world. They prospered through maritime trading and are credited with inventing celestial navigation. Few of their shipwrecks have been discovered, a testament to their sailing prowess. However, in 2007, a trading vessel was found off the coast of Malta at Zlindi Bay. Resting 110 meters in the water, it is difficult to explore the ruins, and it was not investigated in 2007. It was not until 2018 that a highly trained diving team led by mine archaeologist Timmy Gambin explored the 2,700-year-old vessel and retrieved some of its artifacts. These artifacts are now on display at the Heritage Malta Museum. Through advancements in technology, visitors at the museum can now see the wreck using digital scanning. Diving into the shipwreck is tedious because of how deep it lies. Divers spend 8 minutes to reach it, 15 minutes to photograph and perform excavations, then 3 hours for decompression before returning to the surface. Baltic Sea Anomaly. Led by Peter Lindberg, Swedish-based treasure hunter team Ocean X captured an unusual feature on the seafloor during a treasure hunt expedition in June 2011. The object, which appeared on a sonar image, showed unnatural features, and the team suggested that it had otherworldly origins. The discovery caught the attention of tabloid newspapers like the Daily Mail and sparked wide interest as the object was rumored to be a UFO. It was a circular object, 200 feet in diameter, and showed features that resembled ramps, stairways, and other non-natural structures. Illustrations of spacecraft were included in the tabloids, which strengthened the rumors of a UFO sighting. But it was also rumored to be an otherworldly portal and an underwater Stonehenge. Nevertheless, scientists insisted on natural origins. Analysis of samples collected by Ocean X showed granite, gneiss, and sandstone. It is believed by many geology experts to be natural geological formations, and some have accused Lindberg of sparking controversy for personal gain. Antikythera mechanism. Before the Antikythera mechanism was found, medieval clocks were believed to be the oldest complex gearwork constructions. The Antikythera mechanism, which originally had as many as 30 gear wheels, has been described as the earliest form of an analog computer. Recovered in May 1901 by a team of divers led by Captain Dimitris Kontos, the importance of the mechanism was not recognized at first. It was found in a 1st century shipwreck near Antikytheran Island in the Mediterranean Sea. More obvious archaeological treasures like statues and artifacts were examined, and it was not until 2 years later that the mechanism was analyzed. The Antikytheran mechanism is an ancient Greek device believed to have been used to calculate astronomical phenomena, such as eclipses and moon positions, decades before these events. The mechanism is the size of a shoebox, and its largest gear is 13 centimeters in diameter. It was found as a single object, but conservation practices have caused its division into 82 fragments. It is the most complex geared tool from the ancient world, preceding medieval clocks by a millennium. It is currently housed in the National Archaeological Museums in Athens, Greece. Sunken Azores Pyramid. The Portuguese Navy were perplexed when they received a report about a sunken Atlantis pyramid. Atlantis, the mythical lost Greek city, has captured the human imagination for ages, and a report like that didn't seem right. A local sailor named Diocleciano Silva had discovered the square pyramid between the São Paulo Miguel and Terceira Islands in the Azores of Portugal. Silva had accidentally found it while searching for good fishing grounds using sonar technology. The pyramid is around 60 meters high and 8,000 square meters at its base. According to claims, it is a perfect square and oriented to the cardinal points. The area of discovery is a part of the Atlantic Ocean that sunk under the sea 20,000 years ago, long before the Portuguese discovered the islands in 1927. Bimini Road. In yet another Antlian conspiracy theory, the Bimini Road has sparked debates since it was discovered by Joseph Munson Valentine, Jacques Mayol, and Robert Angove. In 1938, an American mysticist predicted that temples would be discovered in the sea around Bimini in 68 or 69. The prediction told of a time when the history of Atlantis would be revealed to the world. On September 6, 1968, the Bimini Road was discovered by 3 divers in the blue coastal waters off Bimini, a small island in the Bahamas. Located barely 5.5 meters in the water, the Bimini Road, or Bimini Wall, is a half-mile-long northeast-southwest stone path with a hook at its southwest end. It consists of flat stone blocks measuring 3 to 4 meters in diameter. Since it was discovered, scientists have explored the Bimini Road, hoping to uncover the secret of its origins. Skeptics of the Atlantean connection theory insist that it is a natural geological formation. Rock samples reveal the road is made of beach rock, a mineral native to the Bahamas. The skeptics have also explained the smoothness of the stones and apparent man-made construction as effects of erosion. So which is it, Atlantis or Mother Nature? Asphalt domes, Santa Barbara. What happens if crude oil settles on the seafloor for 35,000 years? Its result is the asphalt domes found roughly 10 miles from Santa Barbara, California. Discovered in 2007, The 7 domes are actually asphalt volcanoes, with at least 80% of their content being crude oil. The volcanoes are built up of crude oil that erupted from undersea volcanoes centuries ago. The remaining 20% of its content is sea creatures, sand, and debris that accumulated in its buildup. Asphalt mounds are rare, and those found on the coast of Santa Barbara are huge. The biggest among them is the size of 2 football fields, which are as tall as a 6-story building. Lost City of HERACLEION. 2,300 years ago, Thonis HERACLEION was one of the biggest port cities in the world and controlled all trade in Egypt. Unfortunately, for reasons still unclear, it sank into the sea and was lost for millennia. After searching for 5 years, French archaeologist Frank Godito and his team discovered the sunken city in 1999. Submerged 6.5 kilometers in the coastal waters of Alexandria, HERACLEION was a trove of archaeological finds. Buried under sand and debris, an accidental discovery was made virtually impossible, saving the city from looters. Among its ruins were 64 ships, 700 anchors, gold coins, and the remains of a massive temple to the god Amun-Gareb. Amun was the Egyptian equivalent of Hercules. The discovery of the city moved it from myth to history. Ancient chroniclers such as Herodotus and Diodorus made mention of the city. It is said that Paris and Helen visited the city before the Trojan War began. Also, the legendary visit by Hercules made the Greeks call it HERACLEION rather than its original Egyptian name, Thonis. City of PAVLOPETRI. PAVLOPETRI translates to Paul's Stone and is related to St. Peter and St. Paul, who traveled the ancient world preaching Christianity. However, its historical importance goes beyond that. PAVLOPETRI is the oldest city ever found underwater, with its civilization dating back to 2800 BC. Discovered in 1967 by Nicholas Fleming, it was originally thought to be a Mycenaean-era city, but research revealed it was much older. A year after its discovery, it was mapped by archaeologists and preserved. It is believed that PAVLOPETRI might have inspired the myth of Atlantis. Violin from RMS Titanic. Sometimes mundane objects have the most powerful effect on us, as the discovery of Hartley's violin proves. William Henry Hartley was the bandleader on board the RMS Titanic, and like the rest of the band on the ill-fated ship, he played his instrument while the Titanic went down, drowning in it. The violin was an engagement gift from his fiancée, and engraved on it were the words, "For Wallace, on the occasion of our engagement, from Maria." The violin was able to be recovered intact due to being inside a leather bag Hartley wore. His body was found days after the tragic disaster, with the bag strapped to his body. The violin is on display at the Titanic Museum in Branson, after being purchased at auction for $1.7 million, making it the most valuable piece of Titanic memorabilia. The scene of the musicians playing while the Titanic sank was recreated in the movie, which featured Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. Ancient Kingdom of Cleopatra. Cleopatra was the last pharaoh of Egypt from the Ptolemaic dynasty. After her defeat to the Romans at the Battle of Actium, she committed suicide. Her final resting place, however, is the most obscure detail of her life, and her underwater palace in Alexandria, Egypt, is believed to be the location of her tomb. The Palace of Antiochos was discovered in 1996 by Frank Goddio and Ashraf Abdel Rauf. It is the same Goddio who discovered HERACLEION and other ancient structures like the temples of Isis and Caesar. Antiochos was submerged in 365 BC by a massive earthquake, along with the magnificent palace. The event was witnessed by a Roman soldier who described the sea receding to reveal the sea floor, then coming back in force to submerge the city and drown those who were gathering stranded fish. Among archaeological finds in the site are a 30-meter-long ship filled with goods, 7-meter-tall pillars, sphinxes, and statues. Remains of Gondwana. Earth is constantly in motion and used to be a supercontinent. 180 million years ago, Africa, South America, Australia, the Antarctic, the Indian subcontinent, and Arabian Peninsula used to be a single landmass called Gondwana. In 2011, a team of international scientists discovered 2 sunken islands which were part of Gondwana. The islands were found while collecting rock samples in the Perth Abyssal Plain. At a depth of 1.5 kilometers, rocks like granite and gneiss were found on land, were discovered, revealing that the islands were once above sea level. The islands, which are almost as large as Tasmania, were located between India and West Australia. When India began to break away from Australia 130 million years ago, the islands were last seen between them. Eventually, the separation was complete, and they gradually submerged into the sea. We have reached the end of another amazing video. Please do not forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.